Hola, buenos días. Bienvenidos amigos a clase número 13. And before we start today, I just want to give a shout out to Frankie. Hola, Frankie. I know you're working through your Spanish. Keep going. You got this. And remember, I'm proud of you. Keep working. Right, let's go. So, slightly different version of what's on the table today. Que hay en la mesa. I'm going to place for you some different words. I just want you to unjumble them and put them in order so they make a sentence, okay? I'm going to give you 5 seconds to try and do each one. So, first one, here we go. Hay una vela. There is a candle. Okay, and try this one for me. En la mesa hay una vela. On the table there is a candle. You could have said hay una vela en la mesa. There is a candle on the table. Try this one. Okay, puedo ver una vela. I can see a candle. Vamos, y otro. Puedo ver un libro negro. I can see a black book. Hopefully you got the word order right. Remember we say book, black, noun followed by adjective. Y otro. En la mesa puedo ver un libro negro. On the table I can see a black book. Y otro, vamos. En la mesa hay un negro gato? No. Hay un gato negro. On the table there is a black cat. Right, try this one. One of those words will not fit in the sentence, so you're going to need to be careful. One needs to be left out. Okay, let's have a look. So let's start with en la mesa, on the table. We want our verb, don't we? I can see. We've got pen, so I can see a pen. We've got the word black. Let's put that after the noun. So I don't think we need the word una. You could say on a table, I suppose, or on the table, but you would only have one of those in your sentence, okay? So on the table, I can see a black pen. Okay, which word is missing from this sentence? We've got en la mesa puedo un libro. Puedo ver un libro. I can see a book. What is the mistake in this sentence? En la mesa puedo ver un negro libro. That would be your word order, noun followed by adjective. What two articles are missing from this sentence now? En la mesa puedo ver un bolígrafo. So on the table I can see a black pen. Y ahora vamos a repasar unos animales. What are the missing letters from these words and what do they mean? Come back to you shortly. Y listos en 1, 2, 3. Okay? Mascotas, pets. Un gato, a cat. Un pájaro, a bird, with your J, J, the letter J. Un conejo, a rabbit. Una serpiente, a snake. And your last two, you're going to do those really quickly for me. Un ratón. Is that a rat or a mouse? It is indeed a mouse. Otherwise it would be una rata. And finally, finalmente, una tortuga, a tortoise. So welcome to lesson 13, which is all about relationships and whether or not you get on with somebody or not. Your first job today is to have a look through these family members, make a note of them in Spanish, and then write the English. Now what I've done is I've provided some clues for you, so hopefully you won't actually need a dictionary for this, but let's see how you get on. I'll go through them shortly. Y las respuestas en 1, 2, 3, vamos. Okay, padre is dad or father. Hopefully you worked that out because we've got madre, which means mum. Hermano, hermana, we've seen before, so I was hoping you remember. Otherwise, you've got a clue down here, hermanastra, stepsister. So that is your brother, hermano, ending in an O, denotes masculine. Hermana, your sister. Abuelo, done for us, grandfather, and therefore abuela is grandmother. Tío is uncle, and you've got tía, done for you there, aunt. Prima, cousin, female, therefore primo is cousin, male. Madrastra is a stepmother, so therefore padrastro will be your stepfather. Hijastro will be your stepson, hijastra, stepdaughter. Hermanastro will be your stepbrother. Hermanastra, stepsister. Medio hermano. Medio means half. So media hermana means half sister. Therefore, medio hermano will be your half brother. And this one down here, media naranja. I love this one. Naranja, you know, means an orange. What is a half orange? Well, a half orange is your other half, your partner. Right, shout out to Angela, who loves a bit of shouting out herself. Okay, so I'm going to call out a member of the family in Spanish. You're going to call it out for me in English. Okay, after me. Tío, uncle, hermano, brother, madre, mum, padrastro, stepfather, abuelo, grandfather, hermana, sister, medio hermano, half brother, media naranja, your other half, your partner. Other way around this time, so I'll say the word in English, you're going to call it out for me in Spanish. Okay, here we go. Sister, hermana, brother, hermano, auntie, tía, uncle, tío, grandfather, abuelo, cousin, male, primo, stepbrother, hermanastro, y finalmente, other half, media naranja. Muy bien. Key question time. So you're going to need to write the question and you're going to write an answer for me shortly. Question is, ¿cuántas personas hay en tu familia? How many people are there in your family? Your model answer will look something like this. En mi familia hay 4 personas. Okay, so in my family there are 4 people. And after that, you can just name who they are. Just be aware of one thing. When you say, when you list people in Spanish and you include yourself in that list, you need to put yourself selflessly at the end. So my mum, my 2 sisters, and I. Okay, so you always say and I at the end. Y yo. Right, off you go. And let's get our grammar geek on a little bit. This term, possessive adjectives. I love it. It sounds so posh. It's over the top. It just means words like my, your, his, and her. Called possessive adjectives because, of course, when you say my dad, my pen, and so on, you are showing, you are denoting possession, something that belongs to you or somebody else. So, how do we use these in Spanish? Now, would you believe it? There are 2 words in Spanish meaning my. Mi and mis. This one is singular, this one is plural. So, if I wanted to say my dad, I'm going to say mi padre, okay? I'm not going to say mis padre, that wouldn't make sense. This is singular here, so we just say mi padre. If I want to say my brothers, hermanos, for brothers, will I say mi or mis? Hermanos is plural, brothers, so we're going to use mis hermanos. And let's take the possessive adjective your, tú. So if I wanted to say your grandfather, I want to say tu abuelo. If I wanted to say your grandparents, so I put an S on the end of abuelo to show that the noun is plural, I'm going to say tus. You would do exactly the same thing with his and her, which is su or sus. So his sister, quite simply, would be su hermana. His sisters, sus hermanas. Hermanas, okay? So you've got your plural agreement. It's as simple as that. Behold. Right, so time to let you roam free, wander on your own, and have a go at this activity about possessive adjectives. So all you need to do is translate 1 to 5 into Spanish. There's some support for you here as well, okay? Come back to you shortly. Y listos en 3, 2, 1. Okay, my stepmom. So we're going to say mi, and stepmom is madrastra. So mi madrastra. Your cousin, masculine. That's going to be tu primo. Tu primo. My aunties. So aunt is tia. We need to put an S on the end. And because we're using a plural noun, we need to make sure we use mis for a possessive adjective. So mis tias. Her uncle, su for her, and tío for uncle. His aunt, same word for his and her, su and tía. And finally, my brothers and your sisters. So my brothers, well, we're going to use the word hermanos in the plural form, and therefore we're going to say mis. Mis hermanos y tus hermanas. Tus hermanas. Muy bien. Right, folks, I'm going to let you roam free yet again. So we've got 2 short texts here written in Spanish and a series of questions in English. And I want you to read the text and answer the questions in English. Key question here, ¿Cuántas personas hay en tu familia? Which you've answered now. How many people are in your family? New question, ¿Quiénes son? Who are they? Okay, come back to you soon. Listos en A, B, C. Okay, how many people are in the family and name them? Let's have a look. In my family there are 8 people. We've got mum, stepdad, 2 sisters, 1 brother, 2 stepsisters. Okay, so big family. Find 5 adjectives in the text and what do they mean? Well, the first one I came along was tonta, mi madre tonta, poor mum, silly mum, silly. Mi padrastro, cariñoso, so that's caring stepdad. Menores, your 2 sisters are, it's a bit like the word minors, isn't it? So it's younger. And then the opposite, my older brother, mayor. Stepsisters are, molestas. Means annoying, by the way. It doesn't mean anything but annoying, okay? We've got the word grande for big as well. Does the family get on well or not? And explain your answer. Well, we're going to come across this expression shortly. So we've got here, we are a big family. And then you've got the negative word no. So that should give you a clue that they don't get on well. We don't get on very well. Look at the ending of your verb, amos. That's the we form, isn't it? We don't get on very well because we, imos, the we form of IR verbs, we argue a lot. Okay, and the second text, how many people are in the family? Name them, describe them. So, in my family, we are 3. There are 3 of us. My funny mum, my fun little sister, hermanita, little sister, and I. And I am very, mandon, I can relate to that. I'm very bossy. How do you say I get on with? Have you been able to work that one out? Me llevo bien con. I get on well with. Me llevo bien con. Does the family get on well? I get on well with my family because we don't argue much. And finally, how would you say in Spanish, I get on with my mum? So that's going to be me llevo bien con mi madre. Oh, that's not good. Madre. And what about if I were to make that negative and I wanted to say I don't get on well with my mum? You quite simply just start the sentence with no, No me llevo bien con mi madre. I don't get on well with my mum. Y finalmente, could you just read through that last sentence to me and translate it? I'll give you the answer in a few moments. Listos en A, B, C. Also, we have a lot in common. For example, we like going to the cinema, or we like to go to the cinema, watching television, or to watch television, or cooking together. Now, those of you who are eagle-eyed will be screaming at the screen, screaming at me right now, saying that is not accurate. You'd be right. If you want to say we have, it's not tenemos. That's spelled incorrectly. It should be tenemos. I do apologize profusely. Okay, so también tenemos. Right, we've got it all going on this page. Key question: ¿Te llevas bien con tu familia? ¿Te llevas bien con tu familia? What do you think that means? So, do you get on well with your family? And hopefully you notice the ending for you, an AR verb, as te llevas bien con tu familia. Do you get on well with your family? So, what I want you to do is to translate those two sentences into English and translate those 4 sentences into Spanish for me. There are lots of words here to help you, so I would definitely recommend making a note of those if you don't know them already. And then as your more challenging activity, it would be great if you could write sentences about your own family so you can answer the question, do you get on well with your family? Okay? Come back to you soon. Adios. Hasta luego. Right, before we go through those, just want to pay a little bit of attention to the vocab I've put for you here. Now, you might remember from the last couple of lessons, I've been saying this, the word porque, meaning because. You can use other words as well that mean exactly the same thing. It just makes your writing, your speaking a little bit more interesting. So, ya que, puesto que, essentially mean because or since. So you could use any of those. We have muy for very, un poco, a little bit. Bastante, quite. Some nice connectives such as and, also, and además, which is new. Hopefully you've found that one out. It means furthermore. And then some nice adjectives that we've already seen. Y continuamos. No me llevo bien con mi hermano, ya que es muy desorganizado. I don't get on with my brother because he is very disorganized. Me llevo bien con mi hermanastro, puesto que es muy organizado. I get on well with my stepbrother because he is very organized. Okay, and answers to 1 to 4. I get on well with my father because he is kind. And the answer for that one. Me llevo bien con mi padre porque es simpático. Of course, you could have used puesto que or ya que for because. Y número 2. I don't get on with my stepsister because she is a little bit lazy. No me llevo bien con mi hermanastra porque o ya que o puesto que es un poco perezosa. And don't forget, perezoso ends in an A because the adjective describes stepsister, which is a feminine noun. Okay, so we need the A agreement on both of those. Number 3, I get on well with my grandfather because he is funny, but my grandmother is quite irritating. So, me llevo bien con mi abuelo porque es gracioso, pero mi abuela es bastante, quite, or you could say un poco, molesta or irritante, whichever you want, that's fine. And your red task, I don't get on well with my cousin because she is unkind and furthermore lazy. No me llevo bien con mi prima, make sure you got an end on the end of that, porque es antipática. Don't forget the A again, y además, new word for us, furthermore, además, perezosa, again ending in an A to show feminine agreement. Muy bien. Right at this stage, you should be able to say how many people are in your family, who they are, and who you get on with, who you don't, and why. So if you need to go over anything again to make sure you can do that, this is the opportune moment. Otherwise, we've actually finished part 3 all about relationships, and doing a spot check, look how many questions you've actually covered since the beginning of this course. Now, just to check that we do know some of these questions, and the question words in particular, I've written out 6 key question words for you from these structures, and I want you to just make a note of them in English and Spanish for me. Listos en A, B, C. Okay, where? Donde? With an accent over the O, please. How much or how many? Cuánto, cuánta, cuántos, cuántas, depends what noun follows. Who? ¿Quién or quiénes if you're talking about more than one person. What or how? Quite tricky this one. ¿Qué and cómo? We'll come to that another time. But for example, you say ¿Cómo te llamas? What is your name? ¿Qué te gusta? What do you like? But ¿cómo can also mean how in some contexts. Do you have? Quite simply, tienes. If you were using the formal version of you, usted, that would need to drop the S and you would quite simply say tiene. Tiene usted? Do you have? Being polite. And number 6, why? ¿Por qué? Now this is really important because it's two separate words and also the E has an accent. If you removed the acute accent and joined the por and the que together, what word would that actually mean? Yep, ¿por qué? Without that gap there means because, okay? Before you move on to part 4, which is all about my favourite actually, food and drink, where we're going to talk about making table reservations at a restaurant, ordering our food, telling the time, and actually we're going to cover a couple recipes. Before we get to that, it's really important, please, that you make sure you know what all of those questions mean and that you can answer them orally and in writing. Okay, you know I like to finish off with a quick recap, so how would you say those sentences for me, please, in English? Okay, so there are 3 people in my family. My mum, my brother, and I. I get on very well with my mum because she is generous, but my brother is annoying. Don't say anything else, it's annoying, okay? And what do all these 3 words have in common? Yep, they all mean because. And what is the difference between these 2 words? We've got por qué and por qué. Okay, so this one is because, and this one, giveaway here with the question marks, is why. Why do we have an upside down question mark in Spanish? Okay, I've got it. So, in Spanish, there is an upside down question mark because take yourself back to English lessons when you've been reading out loud and you've been reading and reading, get to the end of a sentence, you think, oh God, it's a question and I haven't changed my voice, it doesn't sound like a question, and your teacher, people like me, moan at you, tell you to do it again. Well, in Spanish, you know there's a question coming earlier on, so you know you need to change your voice. It's quite clever, really. I like it. Ven aquí, Paloma, ven aquí, Paloma. Oh, lo siento. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time for food and drink. Yes! Adios, hasta luego.